Hi, it's Elaine from Penguin Place Crafts, and I'm still in the cool room. It is after 10 o'clock. It's been a long day. It was about 80 in here. Ran the AC long enough to get it down to 74. I'll turn it back on while I finish up some other stuff, like while I'm editing the video. And hopefully I'll get it nice and cool for sleeping. Today was Make a List Monday. Got up this morning, pulled out my day planner, and I started making a list. I got about, 16 items on the list. I got half of them done. But the night is not over yet. And a couple of them are quick things like to check a crochet along and download a pattern if need be. So I might get up to 10 out of 16 done today. We'll see. But it has been a very productive day. Okay, it all started when I was watching a video by the Faded Wildflower, and she showed a new pattern. And I came down with a serious case of pattern envy. So I went over to Ravelry and I bought it myself. Actually, I think she bought the large version. I bought the small version. But I think now that I have the one version, I can just wing it. That's a pun. You shall see. This is Pocket Dragon. The Gliding Pocket Dragon by Serendipity Designs. Amanda King. And it's got a little finger ring, so you can really play with it. And it's called the Pocket. I have a pocket. There's a pocket on my shirt. Ooh, 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 ooh. Okay, you put him belly up, and you fold one side in, and you fold this in, and you fold that in, and you have this little thing like this, and you put it in your pocket, and you've got the little, like a little kerchief sticking out of your pocket from your toy. That's why it's a pocket dragon. Well, I have granddaughters. Most of them don't wear shirts with a pocket on the front like that. Oops, I just dropped one of the projects I finished. So I made a pouch. And it fits into the pouch with the point showing like that. So okay. One thing I would change. I used this yarn that I got from a garage sale. This was one of the partial skeins that I got for 3 for $1. And this yarn that Lori sent me in a prize package. And I did all of the body in the variegated and just the head in the green. I think I should have done the final round with the tail in the green to sort of pull it all together. But you know what? There's more. I can make another one and try it again. I was just giddy about finishing this. So then I'm looking at my list. One thing on my list, I saw the emotional support axolotls that they sell on like Temu, where you've got this little crocheted axolotl holding up a sign. Well, I printed out labels for the signs, and I was just like eyeballing the picture from Temu and counting stitches. Okay, Okay, this is how big I, yeah, okay. So I grabbed some of Lori's yarn from the big Advent bag that she sent, two Advent bags that she sent me. And I started to make an axolotl. And I was, okay, I think the pattern that I had written up only went up to 24 stitches. And I'm realizing 24 stitches isn't going to be big enough to really put the sign on the front of it. So let's go up to 30. And then I weighed my yarn to see if I was going to have enough to do 6 more rows. I wasn't going to have enough yarn. So I just started to go rogue. I pulled out some eyelash yarn, thinking that it might look sort of like a hula skirt, and then ran out of the green, so I had to go to another color for the legs. This is what I ended up with. There's my fuzzy green monster. Green yarn is from Lori, orange yarn is from Lori. I'm not sure where the tan came from. I think I might have actually purchased that myself. But I finished him up. And then I need to grab something by my feet to show you what else I made. Okay, let's go a little closer here. I had a little bit of orange left over from putting that hair on. I had a little bit of green left over from the 2 things I made on Saturday. So I made a green and orange turtle. Yep. Want to make some little turtles for my $5 box. So now I've got 2. Okay, so I finished up that dragon in the bag this morning. And I'm reading through the directions. And the designer says, for the best results, you need to steam block your dragon. Okay, you've got to pin them out on a board to stretch the wings out and pull the tail out long and give it a good steaming. I have never steam blocked a project before. So I sort of needed to go out shopping because there were a few things on our shopping list, very few things on the shopping list that I needed to get. So, okay, and I needed to make a deposit of the cash that I took in from the last 2 shows. Okay, I'll go into town because there's a grocery store, a Michael's, a Five Below, a Dollar Tree, and a TJ Maxx. At the craft show on Saturday, when I went into Spot Coffee to get my caffeine-free caramel macchiato iced, I noticed they had all these bottles of syrup around, and one of them was blackberry, and I thought, ooh, 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 like Arnold Horshack, ooh, ooh, I'm thinking that might work to make blackberry kombucha. Blackberry kombucha was my all-time favorite kombucha. I could only get it at Target. Kavita Blackberry Hops Kombucha. Then they stopped carrying it. I think Kavita discontinued it. But now I'm making my own kombucha. If I could find blackberry syrup, I might be able to do it. I know, I could buy blackberries and cook them down. It's too much work. So I'm going to Amazon. I'm going to go look at Amazon. But okay. So I figured I'll go to TJ Maxx and look for the syrup and see if they have a garment steamer. Because I watched a video by TL Crafts, Tony from TL Crafts or TL Love Crafts. She did a whole very nice video about how to steam block a crocheted project. Thank you. Thank you. That's just what I needed. She had this fancy little steamer that she used. Like, I don't have a steamer. Oh, Maybe TJ Maxx will have one, or Five Below. Maybe Five Below will have one. So I go to the plaza. I figure, okay, I'll park over in the middle so I can go to the 4 other stores, and then I'll move my car over to the grocery store parking lot because Gatorade was on sale. Gatorade was on the list. We need Gatorade when the weather's like this, especially my husband working out in the garden. And it was on sale, but you had to buy like 5 multi-packs to get the discount. And I am not going to carry 5 multi-packs of Gatorade to the far side of the parking lot. Okay, so I pull about midway into the parking lot and I see this nice space where I can pull through. But there's a truck parked right next to where I would pull through. And there's a couple standing right next to that vehicle, making out. They're just like, no, that would be too awkward. Like, get out of the car, that you interrupt their little moment here. Nope. So I went around to the next aisle and parked over there. Went to TJ Maxx. They did have a lot of syrups, but they did not have blackberry. So I cruised around the store and looked at the clearance racks. There were items that were like $29.99, and they're marked clearance, and they're only marked down to $26.99. Clearance is not $3 off. No, that's like not even, well, it's like 10% off. No, that's not clearance. So I come out. Okay, they're still at it in the middle of the parking lot. So I walked over to, where did I go first? First I went to Five Below. And I looked around at Five Below. And nope, that's the other store. I don't want to fall off my chair when I lean forward here. At Five Below, I got this little felt board, or was that Dollar General? I think that's Dollar Tree. I'm getting mixed up here. There's one thing from Five Below. Okay. Yes. I got a neck mount for my camera, so I can try to do some tutorials where I can have the camera aimed down at my hands and have you guys see what I'm doing. I also got some makeup there. Then I went over to Dollar Tree and I got a little board that I figure I could pin, get some pins and pin this guy out and give him a steaming. I just dropped him. Now, my husband says that our iron does a fantastic job of steaming. Like, you can push a button and steam really comes out of there. Yep. He irons his own shirts. He didn't like the way I did them, so I said, okay, if you don't like the way I do them yourself. And he has been ironing his own shirts probably for over 15 years now. So I don't know how well the iron works, but he says it works well. So tomorrow I will try to give that a steam with that. Okay. So then I went back out to my car to put that shopping bag away and get a new bag to go into Michael's. And when I walk out to the car and I look, well, at least they moved into their truck now, but they were still continuing their activity. So I got another bag, and I went into Michael's, and I was looking around. Now, this Michael's has only been open for a month and a half, so I really didn't think they would have much clearance. But as I was walking around, I saw that the kits were marked down from $9.99 to $5. I couldn't resist. Because the thing I like about kits is you can try the pattern, and if you really like it, you can keep doing it with your own yarn. So I got a Stegosaurus. It looks like there's going to be a lot of sewing. It looks like I'm going to have to sew on the head and the tail and the legs and the spikes and some spots. But it's cute. And, you know, most of that sewing, it isn't going to be, it isn't going to mess things up if the spots aren't exactly in the right spot. So, one kit for $5. This one is so cute. Hedgehog holding a little mushroom. Adorable, adorable. I love hedgehogs. So it's like paying $5 for the pattern and getting the yarn free. And then this one, I was just like, well, that's cute. That might sell. A boba tea with the smile and the little dots on that. I like boba tea. So now, even though I've been moaning and groaning about having 20 kits that I need to get done, now I have 3 more. And then, Joanna, I was looking, but I couldn't find any cute charms on the clearance, so sorry. But I did find, for $2 a bag, these wooden beads that have little faces on them. Let's see. There's a face. There's a face like right there. I don't know if it'll be able to see it, but I have seen patterns on the Random Acts of Kindness with a butterfly, where you use one of these beads for the head of the butterfly, and then you crochet the other parts. So for $2 for 20 beads, 10 cents a bead. I'll give it a try. So that was the extent of my shopping trip for the day. And I did, then I went grocery shopping. Drove over to the grocery store. I think I only had maybe 5 things on my list. Sugar, cider, bananas, Gatorade, sweet peppers. Okay, so that was all for the grocery store. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then I looked at the sales ad. Oh, butter is on sale. Oh, Thomas's English muffins are on sale. Oh, this is on, the Gatorade's on sale. So, you know, I could have just walked out with one thing of Gatorade, but I got 5 packs of Gatorade in order to get the special deal. Yeah. Oh, I went through the section of the store that had the gluten-free freezer section. Gluten-free egg rolls that I usually get for like $7.99 at this other store were usually $10 there, but they were discontinued, so they were only $5. So I cleared the shelf and got 7 boxes of my gluten-free egg rolls. I like gluten-free egg rolls, and we have them a couple times a month. I'll make a Chinese-style dinner, and then we'll have egg rolls as the starch. They work up nicely in the air fryer. So I ended up spending more than I thought at the store. I came out with a full cart, and it was interesting trying to get it into the car. Because, oh, here we go again. Back up. When we got home from the craft show on Saturday, I said, I gotta load the car up again in 2 weeks. You know, I'm just gonna add some more stuff to what I've got out there. So maybe I can just leave the car loaded for 2 weeks. My husband's like, yeah. I said, well, you would have to drive me grocery shopping. Oh, yeah, I could do that. And then it's like, oh, but I've got a doctor's appointment. So just, then I thought, when we were clearing the tables, we were just pulling everything in very quickly, and some of the bins are not well organized. So I really do need to organize things and get things sorted out and all that before the next show so that setup goes faster. But I did leave 2 tables and the tent in the car. So in the hatch of my car, I've got the 2 tables and the tent right next to it. So I'm putting groceries. Oh, and I also left the wooden rack that the water bottle slings are on. The groceries were just sliding around on the slippery table. Whenever I'd make a turn, I'd hear like stuff moving. So when I got home and I went to lift the hatch, I could hear stuff falling against the hatch. It's like, oh, stay in there, stay. And I'm trying to like open the hatch with one hand and reach under with the other and catch everything. Nothing broke, so that's good. Good thing I didn't buy eggs. Oh dear. I showed you my purchases. I told you my stories. I think I need to sign off and get this edited so it's up before midnight, and pull up a few more patterns, so that I can cross those off and feel more accomplished. And hopefully tomorrow I'll have some fun stuff to show you. Hopefully tomorrow I can tell you that I made more progress on my lists. Like, I mailed out a registration for a fall show that I've been sitting on for over probably a week and a half. I printed it out first thing. Gotta get this in. Well, then I put my water bottle next to it, and it got all wet, and the ink ran. So I had to print out a new one. But that was when the printer wasn't working. I had to get new printer cartridges. So I had to wait to get new printer cartridges. Sorry. The cord for the microphone was bumping my leg, and I thought there was a bug on my leg. I think I handled that rather calmly, didn't I? Some ladies I know, if there was a bug on their leg, they'd be screaming. I'm just like, what is that? Oh, it's a cord. Okay, fine. It's late. I'm getting tired. I'm getting silly. And I want to turn the air conditioner back on, because it's still 75 in here. So, bye-bye.